Hello and welcome everybody, and thank you guys for joining me again. My name is Wilky and welcome to the first video of 2025. I hope you all had a great celebration, or at least that you're safe and sound in this new year. So today we're going to take a look at the Stellar Stairway. This isn't exactly a new feature, but last year when it was released, it was like midway of the new mechanic happening, so I decided to wait until we actually get a new fresh start. So what this is, they changed the way you obtain Starchrom into a more streamlined version. Prior to that, you had a lot of opportunities to earn Starchrom through exploration, through purifications, journeys, and stuff like that. This has now been altered into the Stellar Stairway, where most of these activities now give you a resource called Asterism. And when you collect these Asterisms, you unlock these Stellar Stairways, if you will, and each of these steps are 1000 Asterism, and you see that you can get Starchrom for each of those steps. The Stellar Stairway is based on a monthly cycle, so you can see that right now in this cycle we are in, we have 29 days and 17 hours. Alongside of that, it is segmented into 7-day regions, as in per week. As what I mean by that is you can see that the second phase here unlocks the phase 2, what it's called, unlocks in 5 days and 17 hours, and then if you go all the way back, we have another phase in 12 days and 17 hours, all the way until we have 19 days and 17 hours, until you hit the last cycle. Now, pretty much everything you do in-game nets you Asterism. You can see that I'm just mining some ore here. This is tungsten, this is iron, it doesn't really matter. So a lot of activities now reward you with Asterism. This is not necessarily linked to combat only, fishing, doing silos, or we're just going to wait for this mob here. You can see in the left corner, we will now be getting Asterism alongside of the resources. There we go. Asterism, and if we kill these little goats here, this also nets us Asterism. So pretty much a more streamlined version of how to obtain materials / Starchrom. Most notably, I think the biggest change in this regard is that the purification is now optional, because instead of Starchrom directly, you also now obtain the Asterism currency. So if we go to my purification station here, then you can see that you can plop in, I don't have any on me, but we're just gonna grab a few, that you can do your purification if you want to, but instead of Starchrom, you get Asterism. So if you don't have the cortexes, or you don't really want to do that, or for whatever reason you're not a big fan of doing it, then you by all means no longer have to. Doing quests, doing silos, killing bosses, all of that rewards you with Asterism. So if I'm just gonna pop them here, you can see that it is 1-to-1 the same ratio as it used to be. So for a level 3 cortex, you get 100 Asterism. The weekly cap of 40 still exists. Lastly, you can also obtain Asterism through your seasonal goals. I think this is one of the biggest changes, but also, for example, I prepared some charcoal here, so I'm just going to collect this. And you can see that even crafting Asterism nets you Starchrom. So what I mean by the seasonal goals, if for all of you who probably played, we all know that seasonal stages or the seasonal goals netted us Starchrom. This is now altered into Asterism crates, and these crates are now in your inventory, and you can open them whenever you feel like it. This is, I guess, sort of to take away some FOMO, fear of missing out, and just to make it a more streamlined experience and give people opportunities or ways to play the game and still gather Starchrom for new gears, for new banners, without actually having to resort to do certain things. Similar, as I said, journeys as well no longer give you Starchrom, but instead now give you different resources, or here, as you can see, Asterism. There's one exception, or a couple exceptions, and that is certain events. For example, here, the invite rewards are still Starchroms. Then for regular events, if you do the link or the mail verification, you also get flat-out Starchrom. This is not really the norm nowadays, this is the exception. For the most part, you're going to be farming these Asterisms, and then you collect your Starchrom here. And that is it for the new system. I think it's fairly self-explanatory. I'm not sure if I'm 100% d'accord with everything that they did, but I do like the idea that you no longer have to do the weekly purification and resort to certain, things to do in the game. As long as you play the game to some extent, you should have no trouble completing these goals, and this will net you with a great amount of Starchrom every month. So if you have any questions in regard to this system, feel free to let me know, and I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time.